this is the brew system. This is where we make beer. The first thing that we do is we have to get water, and that comes from the big tank over here. The big clear one, the plastic one over there, we have water come in from the city, and then we treat the water, we break it down, we turn it into pure H2O, and then we put it into our cold liquor tank, which is the big silver one on the side here, or our hot liquor tank. And the liquor tank is just a brewer's term of saying water, cold water or hot water. So we have cold water available or hot water available, and that's the most important ingredient of beer, or the one you'll use the most. Then what will happen next is the mash tun. This is where the first step of the beer. The grain goes in, and then we mix it with warm water, and that's when we let it sit for a while. It turns into a sort of a grain tea, and after we let it sit for long enough and the water is sugary enough from the grain mixed with the water, then we will push it over into the boil kettle. And then we will raise it to a boil. At that point, when it's boiling and rumbling, we'll add in hops or sugars or molasses or other ingredients. And then we will cool it down after it's done boiling for a certain amount of time, depending on the recipe. We'll cool it down and we'll send it over into one of our fermenters on the other side, where it will sit, ferment, develop alcohol content, and then we'll bottle it over there on our bottling line. So that's pretty much it.
Well, the beer is transferred out of the fermenters into tanks that we call bright tanks, which are right back here behind me, these last two tanks. The beer is crashed, which means the temperature's dropped, and then it's carbonated. It's then transferred out of there into the bottling line or into kegs. Into the line behind me, everything is run through and put into bottles. We then package it into cases and ship it out.
We have 5 year-round styles that are both available in draft format and bottle format. Starting from light to dark, we have a blonde ale that is right at about 5% ABV, very light. It's really made for, say, maybe the consumers that would typically have, say, a Bud Miller and Coors. Very light product. A little bit earthy and hoppy, but pretty easy drinking beer. The next one in the lineup would be our Monon Wheat. The Monon Wheat is a Belgian-style wit beer. It's brewed with substantial amounts of orange peel, lemon peel, coriander. It uses a Belgian-style yeast, so it'll give it a cloudy appearance, and it's a real kind of tart and refreshing beer, fantastic for the summer. We have an IPA called Half Chord IPA. IPAs, generally speaking, are going to be hoppier or bit more bitter. There's a substantial amount of hops used in making IPAs. Our Half Chord IPA is just over 6% ABV, 70 IBUs, which is a measure of how bitter the beer is. Relatively speaking, a light, easy drinking IPA. The next one in the lineup would be our Floyd's Folly Scottish Ale. It's technically a Scotch ale. It's going to be 8% ABV, very malty, caramely, a lot of character, a lot of robust flavors in the Scotch ale. Last in the year-round lineup would be Empire Stout. It's a Russian Imperial Stout, 10% ABV. It's brewed with a lot of molasses. Gives it a lot of complex sweetness in that beer, so it's going to have dark roasted flavors from the grains that are going to resemble coffee, chocolate, things of that nature, and then the sweetness from the molasses. In addition to that, we do a variety of seasonal and one-off beers. Right now we've got a porter, Pentagon Porter, that we're pouring here at the brewery, and we also have a sour brown ale that's real tart and refreshing as well. We do have a double IPA as well called Full Court that's limited availability. Real big hoppy beer, 9% ABV, and just a crazy hop bomb.
Can we make something up?
We can make something up like
anything?
All right, we'll do that. As we came into work and we heard some noises outside in the parking lot. and went and looked in a sewer drain, and there was a raccoon in there. So me and Matt here.
It was a big son of a.
You need help? Well, I'm actually in the middle of a very important interview. It may or may not be accurate. Average day. You want it out here? Where do you want it?
Ah!